Hey everybody, it's Natasha. We're here today to find out what your spirit guides and guardian angels believe is in your highest good to know at this time. Before we get started, take some time to take a few deep breaths to calm and center yourself. You can ground, meditate, and call in your spirit guides and guardian angels, your spirit team, to guide you into the pile that you feel the most drawn to. You can pause the video until you're ready, and without further ado, let's get started. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Let's go. Okay, for you, pile number 1, you have the 6 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, 7 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the 6 of Wands. Give me a moment here, and without further ado, we will get started. Center myself so I can see the cards a little better. Okay, so for you, pile number 1, the first thing that comes to me when I look at these cards is somebody who is entering a new phase of their life in the perspective of how they are emotionally dealing with things in their life. I feel like this pile has gotten to a point in their growth and development where they've really taken the time to be really mindful of how they react in situations. There's a level of self-discipline and self-control that this pile has and has mastered. With the water energy combined in this reading, I'm really feeling like you are somebody who is in a phase where you are balancing your emotional reactions to things and your emotional state. You're really thinking of your well-being. You're somebody that is prioritizing what's really important to you, and part of that is your own mental health, and you're realizing that the way you react to things is really what has control on your life. I'm feeling like you're somebody that has grown to this new state of being and how you're looking at things and seeing things from this new perspective and kind of detaching yourself more from the heat involved around certain situations and people in your life, and you're really like distancing yourself in a loving and empathetic way. I feel like you're somebody that's had to fight for their boundaries, and that was a major life lesson for you and probably has been an ongoing lesson, and you're finally to this point in your development where you know when to walk away from certain situations for your own emotional well-being. And it doesn't feel like this is in a negative way. Like, the way you're reacting feels more balanced, peaceful. It's really more so the peace within yourself. And I'm feeling like family may be something that's more important to you than the stresses that may be going on around you with the people in your life. I feel like this is a pile who has learned um, really emotional maturity. You know what's important to you and what's not. And I feel like this is a pile that is really taking a step back, evaluating like their priorities in life, which I'm feeling is the home and family for whoever is watching this. And this is a general reading, so I may get multiple messages for different people. But I'm really feeling like whoever chose this, your focus is on your home and family, and you've really realized and come to a point in your life where you know what's important to you. And silly trivial matters, drama, he said this, she said this person has a problem about this. Any drama in this aspect, you're kind of like, you've just detached yourself in this way. And I feel like you're just moving on from this. I feel like you've been through this. You've probably been the kind of person who's gone through a lot of stressful situations with this drama, gossip with the people around you. And there's probably been people that have tried to drag you down into this, but you've really matured and grown to a place where you're not prioritizing those stressors in your life anymore. You're not giving them power. I feel like you know your place in life. You know where you want to be. You know, um, you're happy where you are. You're happy in your family life, your home. I feel like you've really made some healthy connections with this growth that you've acquired and in making these new boundaries. And again, you've really moved on from that stage of your life. You have no time for drama. You have no time for people that may be toxic, people that want to talk negative about others. Um, you don't want to be in the middle of the heat. And I feel like this may actually be what's happening right now. There may be people in your life that haven't fully matured to the state that you are in right now. And you're really distancing yourself. And you see it happening, but it feels far away from you because you've really grown to this point of distancing yourself from the things that do not serve you. You know what your priorities are in life, and you just don't have the time or the room to fill your mind with these negative things, with these negative thought patterns, with thinking, with stressing out about these other people and the things that aren't bringing you joy. I feel like this is a circle for some of you. You may have because of this, you may have a close net of friends and supportive people around you. You've kept your circle, or you maybe have cut your circle down more smaller for this reason. And it's because you've set the boundary and you're not allowing these toxic things to invade your life like they once may have. You just have no time for the drama. You know that life is short and there's other things that bring you joy. You're thinking about the people you love. I'm really feeling this family focus. Like your home and family is probably on your top priority list right now, and will always be. And you've grown to this point where this is what's important to me. if you're a parent, I'm really feeling like that parental energy here too for some of you. Um, your focus is on maybe on your children or grandchildren. I'm feeling like that's what's important to you right now. That love, just feeling that emotional fulfillment within your family unit or your close circle of friends. Like I said, this is a general reading, so it could go different ways. And for others of you, I feel like it's you putting up these walls and boundaries so that toxic people can't come into, like, can't burst through your bubble anymore because you're not allowing them to. And I'm feeling like for that group, take a drink of water real quick. For that group, the group with that has closed in their circle of friends, that has cut out certain people from their life into a smaller group of friends. I'm feeling like this, I'm getting the feeling this was fresh and new, a new decision that you've made pretty recently, maybe within the last few months or weeks, just like really recently. I feel like you had a situation that triggered you to this state where you're no longer allowing gossip, people that are toxic to your well-being, people that may be talking bad about your friends, um, just something around that nature. I'm feeling like something triggered you to put these walls up and make a close-knit circle and set these healthy boundaries. I feel you walking away from the things that no longer serve you. I feel you maybe venting about this at first, and it's good. It's good to release it. It's the process of releasing. It's like a cycle, and I feel like you're really focusing on your emotional well-being and what really matters to you, what really makes you happy, what is healthy for you, and not these negative attachments to you any longer. And I feel like you have grown to the stage where you're not even like you're not even going to, or you're not even thinking about these things anymore because they're just not in your focus. You've outgrown them. And your spirit guides and guardian angels, the universe really wants you to look at the self growth that you've achieved in this. Whether you're just freshly walking away, or whether you've come to the point where this was a while back and you've really grown this life for you that you wanted it and you feel secure and happy in, and you have the happy attachments, the healthy attachments with people. The spirit wants you to know and acknowledge it, not excuse me, acknowledge your growth with this and how much you've grown in your maturity, your emotional maturity. And I'm getting a message now for other people, and maybe some others that I've already mentioned, that I just forgot what I was going to say. 1 second. Spirit really wants you to evaluate what's in your highest good emotionally, what's serving you, what is not, who. There may be some, like, an imbalance for others, and some connections you have, whether this is family or friends or whoever, where there is a lot of giving on your end and very little take. And Spirit really wants you to evaluate the friendships, the connections, those that are weighing the scales heavier, to where they've run you dry. Who's causing you this stress in your life? Evaluate who's healthy around you and who is causing this weight in your mind. And I'm feeling this pressure in my heart chakra. Who's weighing on your heart? Who's making you feel like they're taking and taking and taking your energy? And Spirit wants you to cut that cord and really focus on the things that make you happy. I feel like for those of you who have not yet done this, once you do this, you're going to find a lot more joy. It may seem you may be confused right now, but Spirit is telling me that once you do this, it's going to feel like a weight has lifted off your shoulders and you'll have a lot more happiness and freedom. And for those of you who have not made this decision yet, or who have freshly made this decision yet, you're going to end up, if you follow this path, Spirit's telling me that you're going to be in a state where you'll grow to that emotional fulfillment, and the things that once bothered you before, you'll be way outgrown them. So when they come up again someday or you see them happening, they don't emotionally affect you the way they have. You'll see them happening, you'll observe it, but it won't even feel like the same life anymore because you've just grown that much. And I feel like some of you are on that path to growing into that state, and some of you are already there where you've really distanced what's good for you and what's not, what's good for your emotional health, and how you see situations in life. You know what matters. You know how to not sweat these little trivial matters like gossip and drama, and your focus is elsewhere. Your focus is on your home life, what really matters to you. All right, pile number 1, that's it for you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you liked this video, I'd love to hear from you in the comments if this resonated with you. Thank you for watching. Take a drink of water real fast. Hello, pile number 2. For your first card, we have Strength, and then the Hanged Man, the Ace of Cups, the Empress, the Sun, the Lovers, and the Tower. Alright, pile number 2, let's see what your spirit guides and guardian angels believe is in your highest good to know right now. I'll take another drink of water. My mouth is really dry from talking. Alright, pile number 2. So the first thing that comes to my mind, what comes to me when I'm looking at these cards, is that I'm feeling kind of a heavy heart. I feel a lot of pressure in my heart center. What this feels like is an ending that has just happened, or is in the midst of happening. I'm feeling like if this was probably a really heavy, hard ending, or a really hard choice for you. that's taken a lot of strength. And this was not really a light decision. I feel like this was something that was really heavy on your mind. And for many of you, but not all of you, this could really be like a breakup in a romantic relationship. Or maybe you had a disagreement or argument with your significant other or someone else significant in your life that I'm feeling like this is a person that you still really care for, but I'm feeling with this pressure in the heart, it was not an easy choice. And it again has taken a lot of strength. You've been thinking about this a lot, and it was a point where you had to decide one thing or the other. Whether, whatever this means, I don't feel like this was a really light decision. I feel like it almost feels like, with the Tower card, this makes me feel like this is something that really changed how life was flowing for you. Maybe your everyday life, just whatever you were used to, and you this was not something that you necessarily wanted to change. Like, you wanted whatever the situation or relationship is to work out. It may have even been a marriage. I'm thinking with the Tower and the Lover's card. And again, this was not an easy decision for you to weigh out in your mind. But I'm feeling like even though you still care for this person, the feeling, you still have a lot of emotions even if you don't admit it. I'm feeling like there's also some, I wouldn't necessarily even say anger. It's more so hurt than anger. I feel sadness, like the heart chakra, when I'm reading the energy of this tarot reading. It feels like everything came crumbling down, and what you're left with is almost nothing. At least that's how it feels emotionally. This is something that's emotionally impacted you a lot, and it's really changed how you live. Like, I feel a massive change that's occurred to you because of this. It's a life, I'm feeling for many of you a strong lifestyle change. Um, and this could be a relationship, whether that's someone like just really close to you in general that you maybe live with, and especially perhaps for many of you, like that significant other or life partner or that kind of energy. Or even like for others, I'm now getting the message that it may have had less to do with a person, like a romantic relationship, and more so something that happened in your home life, maybe something in your apartment or your house, to where you had to make you're having, like, I feel like this is probably pretty fresh. You have having and had to make these big lifestyle changes whether you wanted to or not. I'm feeling like this was something that wasn't an easy change at all. And maybe because of whatever happened, whether maybe it's a change in your rental agreement or something along those lines, or maybe there's somebody that you lived with that made you kind of feel like the rug was pulled out and you really had to do some serious adjustments to figure out how you're going to adapt. I'm really feeling that strong adapting energy. And having to really restructure your life. I feel like for others of you, you may have had a difficult relationship. It was really serious, but I feel like it was toxic to you. And it's something that really made you grow, but it was a painful ending. And I'm feeling like you're somebody that's kind of kept this pain, even if it's been a long time. It's something that you might still talk about, and um, may even still have hurt on your heart because it really restructured the way you live. It was probably a really big change, and maybe you didn't expect it and you wanted whatever this was to work out. And I feel like it was this abrupt, rough tower moment in your life where it felt like everything was crumbling down, and I'm feeling a lot of like scars, emotional scars, heart scars, and heartbreak, or just a really tough time because of the situation. And I feel like it really probably, for somebody watching this, it changed your living situation in your home. And this was something, as hard as it is or was, it's something that was meant to happen. And again, I feel like there's still a little bit of healing that needs to be done in your heart chakra area, and maybe practicing forgiveness to set your own emotional health free. And also, but at the same time, I feel like even though there may be scars that have been left on your heart, even if you don't feel like the raw emotion you did at the time, these are scars that really changed you, but they made you a stronger person. And I'm feeling like you really had to work hard to adjust through these changes. And because of whatever the situation that's been triggered or was triggered to make you pretty much fend for yourself, I feel that energy of this forced you into this state where you really had to adjust everything in your life. And this has greatly impacted the person you are today. And I feel again like maybe there's a need for forgiveness. And when I say this, I don't mean like you have to reconnect with that person or anything like that. It's, you don't even have to talk to them, but I'm feeling like to tell you that forgiveness isn't always for that other person that hurt you. Um, it's to set your own self free, and sometimes that a lot of times when it's a big emotional hurt like that, that's gonna take some time. And I'm feeling like this is somebody that had trouble and or is having trouble adjusting, readjusting, um, reconfiguring everything in their life because of the situation. But um, I'm feeling like this was a strong lesson. When I see the Ace of Cups and the Empress along with Strength and the Tower, I'm feeling like this was almost feels like a karmic lesson that was destined to happen, even though it was painful, because it would taught you how to move on your own, have to have this sense of power within you. But just remember not to hold this in, not to let this um not to let this rob your joy in life. Like, everybody goes through the heartbreak. I'm not saying not to feel what you feel. What I'm saying is, don't let this person or whatever this was dictate, let the situation control your life. Um, I'm feeling the the need to let go. I'm feeling the need for this pile to release. I'm feeling like this is a long, hard journey, and it feels like this is a wound that's gonna take a while to probably heal necessarily, but I do see this in your long-term future. Like, it might seem hard to readjust, it might seem hard to heal, it might be something, again, like if maybe it was a change in your living environment, and for some of you, maybe you had to move because of whatever happened, whether it's a divorce, whether it was unexpected news that really shook things up unexpectedly for you in your life. But I'm feeling this pile is very strong. You're strong people, and I feel like you've carried a lot of heartbreak with you, or you are currently carrying a lot of heartbreak with you, and that's for an understandable reason, because it feels like everything around you has changed. Like the walls came crumbling down, and it really rattled your cage, but it's in the long term going to trigger this um, new path that you were meant to be on. And especially, I'm feeling to say perspective. Your perspective is eventually going to change and grow because of whatever happened. And I feel like this, again, it was kind of like a really stormy time. There's scars. This was or is a dark was or is what you'd consider probably a dark time, a stressful time. You probably didn't know what you were going to do, and maybe for some of you, me even saying this might trigger some emotional reaction. I'm feeling maybe like, yeah. Um, Let me see what else I'm feeling for this. I feel like whoever chose this had to make a really hard decision, or maybe somebody else made that decision for you. But I feel like you had to make a split decision, even if you weren't ready for the change, even if it's something that you. I feel a lot of overthinking energy in the hanged man right here. And it took a lot of strength. It's something you felt like you really built from the ground up, and your heart was really in it. But that path had to separate, and you had to go a different route, and you're a stronger person. And I feel like for you, maybe this strength is something that you question, like, why did I have to go through this? Why do I have to feel this pain? Why would I have to do this? But I'm also getting this message that you had to go through this because of the person that it made you. It made you somebody that other people can lean on. It made you somebody that's more compassionate, or is going to make you someone more compassionate. I see you becoming someone helpful to others, kind of like the moon in the night sky, where it has all its different phases, but it's always beautiful. Each one's significant, even in the dark times. And I feel like you are like the moon in the sky, and because of whatever happened to you, you're a guiding light for those that are also have also felt lost in the dark. And you question why you had to go through this, and it's because it was part of your life path to be um, maybe that guiding light for other people, that inspiration to others of the strength that you acquired. And really, I see you being a power or of empowerment to others. Like, I feel your voice really matters, and I feel like you're going to speak to others when they're in their time of need, and you're going to be the person that knows what they're going through, that helps them out of this dark space. You are a very compassionate person. I'm feeling like you don't, because of whatever happened to you, I feel like you probably don't trust people that easily. But I'm also picking up that when somebody enters your heart in a compassion, the compassion that is there is a lot. You have a really giving heart, giving of your time, your words, your emotions, and you're really there for people. And I feel like you may be in the midst of still start solving this soul contract or karma in your life to where you had to be at this point in your life to reach this growth. But know that it's for a reason. It's part of your purpose and your growth and who you're going to be and who you are and being of service to others in the long run. And I'm also getting the message. This is a general reading, so for some of you this may apply, or for a specific person this may apply. This may not be for everybody, but I'm getting the message about the importance of children just now. I'm feeling like you're somebody that's going to be helping children in need, and I'm starting to feel really emotional right now saying this. You're willing to sink yourself in a dark place to help other people. Whether this may be even like a social work job, if you're a child social worker, or if you become a guidance counselor or volunteer for maybe um, these these kind of places, or help centers, or these homes, like these refuges. I don't know if I said that right. I'm sorry. Um, but I'm seeing that you're willing to dip yourself in those hard places where there may be a lot of emotional trauma, to be that guiding light, that anchor, that person that provides comfort to others that have been in your shoes. And that's why you've been plunged into that dark period of time in your life. So you can be the person that's courageous enough to dip yourself into there to help people, because you know what it's been like. You know what it feels like. You know how to help. You have the heart to help. And because your heart is so big, that's why you're able to do this. Even though you've gone through a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of difficulties, you took this on in your soul, like a soul contract situation, because it's part of your purpose is to become or be that guiding light. I'm feeling a lot of lion energy, and the lion is here in the strength card. I'm feeling like whoever chose this has a lion spirit animal. And I'm feeling a lot of courage, a lot of strong, courageous energy. Somebody who's able to balance their light and their dark and use both of those to help others and be of service to others. Somebody that who is filled with who's been through a lot of emotional pain, but uses that in their divine mission to serve and be of service to those in need. And I feel like that path is probably what's going to lead you to the most success too, whether that even means financially or your personal sense of fulfillment in life. You're someone that's going to be and is very important in the lives of others. You're somebody that sits with people when they're in their darkest moments and really guides them through that time in their life. Whether it's these people are going through divorce, whether these people are escaping domestic violence, whether this is a child who's been in an abusive home, whatever this means, or maybe it's even rescuing animals. I'm feeling like you are going to be this figure, or you are this figure. Your path that felt loaded with pain at one time, that was this abrupt change that caused a lot of stress in your life and was really difficult to move through, it feels like it's a long, hard journey, but you're going, because of it, it's made you into who you are, and someone full of compassion and strength. And not only somebody full of compassion, but with the will to push through, the courage to push through and help others in those dark times. You have a big heart. I'm feeling whoever chose this has that strong, maternal, motherly, like mother hen kind of feel to them to protect other people, to protect others that may be hurt, others that feel in the shadows or going through the same abrupt change that you maybe once did. I feel this person is a survivor. You are a survivor. And do not forget that, and be proud of who you are. Be proud of how much strength you've acquired to be at this point in your life. Spirit wants you to know that is a gift. That strength that you have, the strength of character that you've built, even through your pain, that strength being plunged into those situations has given you the ability to not only be compassionate and empathetic, but to be able to be in those dark places and sit with those in their dark times and still be a loving, nurturing, guiding light that helps others through their darkest times. All right, pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading. That is all I have for you today. If this reading resonated with you or you liked your reading, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay, drink your water real quick. Hello, pile number 3. Today, for your cards, we have the 5 of Swords, the King of Swords, the 6 of Swords, lay these out a little better, the 3 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Let me reorganize these just a little bit and see what Spirit wants you to know at this time for your highest good. Okay, so for you, pile number 3, the first thing that comes to my mind, let me first say real quick that this is a general reading, so I'm most likely going to get messages for different people. So take what resonates with you and just discard what does not. Okay, so I feel for some of you that have chosen this pile, I feel that you've recently escaped a certain situation or maybe have left a situation in your life, a person, a relationship, a friendship. I'm feeling especially this might have to do for someone that's watching this, a family member that you may have had a disagreement with. I'm feeling like this may have been a really quick decision that you made, like snap decision that you're going to abruptly cut a certain person out of your life. And I'm feeling like this feels more like a temporary cutting, at least for some of you. This was a quick and decisive choice that you made, a snap decision, one. Maybe you didn't fully process your emotions before you may have left the situation or the person or decided to leave it behind. And I'm still feeling the need to mention temporarily leave behind. Yeah, with the Five of Swords, the energy I'm picking up is like this was maybe something really quick to happen. Um, Maybe you didn't. And I don't say this to offend anybody who's watching this, but I'm just going to be real with you because this is the message that Spirit is giving me for your highest good to know. This may have been a quick snap decision that wasn't really emotionally processed much yet or thought through. And I'm feeling the need to tell you with these front cards, looking at these, that there may be more to the situation than what you were originally seeing. And Spirit wants you to kind of turn around a little bit and think this through a little bit longer. I'm still feeling the need to tell you the word temporary. Um, I feel, again, with the Queen of Swords energy here, this is also confirming to me that this was something like a quick cut, quickly cutting someone out of your life without a second thought. And the second thought part, not having a second thought, is what Spirit is wanting me, to emphasize in this reading. And I feel like you may have abruptly said something hurtful to somebody and cutting them out in this way without really thinking about it, without gathering more information about the situations. And with the Three of Swords card, I'm feeling like this quick anger, not thinking through it before you say it or do it, and it leaving some hurt on the other end, or maybe both ends. But again, it feels really quick, and it's like I feel like you may have seen enough. So without a second thought, without more information, you gathered how you felt and abruptly left the situation and distance it quick. Maybe cut off somebody without any contact. And what Spirit is telling me is that for some of you, there's more. I'm really feeling the need to emphasize this. There's more information to the situation than what you have and had. I feel like there's more that you needed to know. I'm feeling starting to feel this emotional energy in my chest, and I'm feeling like this is from that other person that you may have cut out without a second thought, and they're really feeling hurt and like that sense of betrayal. And sorry, feeling a lot of emotion from this other person. Their feelings are really hurt, and they may feel like what you did could have been more cold without thinking about how they feel or knowing the truth of the situation, or maybe the fact that you cut them out with just point blank, no contact. Maybe they don't know where you are, along those lines. And I feel like this has really hurt somebody's heart. And I feel, again, maybe you're distancing. What I'm getting right now is that you're probably distancing yourself because you need to seek higher ground. And maybe, yeah, it was a quick, strong burst of emotion, a quick decision to leave. And I feel like there wasn't closure within this. But I'm feeling, again, a lot of temporary energy because maybe you needed to seek higher ground to see things from a more calm, cooled off perspective. Like, I'm feeling like you did this because you needed to see the big picture. That's what I'm getting now. Like, maybe it was quick and abrupt, and this other person has no idea what's going on. They don't know where you stand anymore. Maybe you just left without saying what's going on. You could have left in the heat of an argument, or if you found out something, and I feel as if you did not say whether you were closing this relationship with this person, whether that's a friendship, a romantic relationship, could even be a family member for others of you, but you didn't say one way or the other. You just abruptly left without explaining or seeking more information. And for others of you, you may have already even made up your mind. Like, you don't want to see the rest of the information. Like, you don't want to know. You just, you're done with it for now. There's too much, I feel, maybe some quick anger that flowed through you. You've seen enough. You're putting your boundary up, cutting them off without a second thought, not looking back. But maybe you yourself were hurt by something too, and there was no sense of closure for this other person. Or maybe it was even for others of you the other way around. For some of you, I'm feeling like this might involve a strong masculine figure, whether that's you or that other person. Maybe even a father figure. For some of you. I feel like somebody may have really upset or made you mad, and you're really evaluating, like, as the Queen of Swords looks at her sword, it's like she's evaluating the information that she has at her hands and what has made her mad, like what led up to this, and that's what caused the sudden decision to happen. But I feel like there's unfinished business within the situation, to be honest with you, pile number 3. And you may feel like you're done with the situation, but I feel like whoever's on the other end of this is not finished with whatever this is. I'm feeling like they've got a lot of questions, or maybe it's that they have more to the situation that they want to tell you, or they're maybe even wanting you to forgive them, like apologize to you, but it's like they can't reach out to you. Maybe you have blocked them from your life somehow, whether that's online and on the phone, in general, like in person. There's this disconnect, and I'm feeling like this flood of emotion from this other person that wants to reach out to you and maybe has tried, but they're not getting anything back from you. And Spirit is telling you that this is somebody that was possibly significant in your life, and I'm either getting that there's more to the story than you currently know, and Spirit wants you to know that itself. Like, there's more going on here than what you see. And maybe there was even some miscommunication, and Spirit wants you to consider the other side of this and hear them out. For others of you, it's someone seeking your forgiveness, and they have a really heavy heart because of this. And you may be even weighing out the option whether or not to forgive them or hear them out or let them back into your life. you're kind of weighing out the pros and cons of the situation, or maybe you feel like this person has done something so hurtful to you that it doesn't really matter what they say or do anymore. They've already sunk the ship and you feel like you're done. But I'm feeling again a strong need to say there's more information here than what you have. Like, there's more to the story. What else do I see for you, pile number 3? I feel for some of you a relationship is ended and it's like you're looking above, you're looking out this cliff above the waters, distancing yourself from that situation and seeing what else is out there. Or maybe you just need space from a person. I'm also feeling for some of you, like that's really what this is about for you. You just need your space. Maybe you abruptly left without notice of where you're going or whatever this is. I feel like you need your space to think through it and process how you feel. Maybe to even come back to this so you can say something without hurting someone else's feelings in a cool, collected kind of way, like thinking through your words more, like getting that space so you don't say something hurtful to this other person, or to give them proper closure, or just to come back and have the time away so you can process through what you feel so you can forgive this person. You can hear them out. Like, this person wants to make up with you fast. I'm feeling like this is quick. They they want to resolve things, but you may have just wandered off or ran away from them and got the space. And I feel like this is the uneven, like a runner and a chaser kind of feeling, that you need your space in order to talk to them. And maybe if some of you don't even want the emotional heaviness that's involved with whatever this is, with the 3 of Swords energy here. But I feel like one of you is more emotionally invested into whatever the situation is than the other one is. And I don't necessarily mean the relationship itself, although for some it may be. I'm talking about the situation itself. Somebody is more stressed out about it than the other one. And one of you is wanting to resolve things quick, but they can't get to the other one because the other one has distanced themselves, and they may be overthinking what this distance means, and that may be the reassurance that they're looking for. Some of the reason behind the hurt, that you're not just permanently leaving their life. And again, I'm feeling for many of you, this is like a temporary separation, but you needed the space in order to think. But Spirit really wants me to emphasize that the reason why this person is reacting so strongly right now is because they want to be reassured that you're not permanently leaving their life. They want to still feel loved, or whatever it is. They just want to know that you still care for them, whether it's romantic, family, friendship. Like, they don't want to let your connection go, and that might be why they sink their claws in so tight to you, or so much to you sometimes, if you feel a little suffocated. I'm sorry if that offends anybody, but again, I'm going to be real with you. Life isn't always all sunshine and rainbows, and Spirit wants me to convey this information for your highest good. And this is something I feel like you really need to know right now. I'm feeling like this may even be like a family situation with different members of your family, and there may be a disagreement, like a chaotic disagreement. It's all messy and scribbled up, but Spirit really wants you, for those in that situation, just to like recenter yourself, take a deep breath, and evaluate what's really important within these relationships to you and come back from that space in your heart to talk to these people or deal with these people with that more patience. Let me see if there's any other information for you. Pile number 3 that Spirit wants you to know. I just heard the word truth, so it may be even too for a lot of you that you're making up with somebody in your life. You may have had to separate yourself, cut cords for a little bit. Maybe even you distance yourself from them for a while and they're just now entering into your life again, but you still want to keep a little bit of distance, but again there's that unevenness where they do not want that distance, but you do because of your boundaries too, for some. If it's not like an anger or abrupt decision, I'm feeling like it's almost like there was an ocean between you, but this person has been trying to swim at you to get to you, and you've been above high ground, kind of like above the rocks, and not wanting that gap to be bridged, and there's still a part of them that it feels like they're still swimming towards you, and you're still not fully letting them in. And maybe this maybe even be a message for that person that feels like they're chasing after whoever this is in their life, to know like there's a gap. It feels like there's a gap between you because they may have felt like they needed to set that healthy boundary for themselves. And I really don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings when I say that. This is just, I feel like this is maybe the truth of a situation in your life. And I'm starting to feel like a sinking sadness because of that. But for someone, but this is what Spirit wants you to know. Spirit wants you to have truth, whether it's like truth that makes you happy or truth that's hard to hear. But I'm feeling like it's almost like now I'm saying this, someone may be watching this and it's like they're starting to swim away because they feel a little sad because of that. And it's okay to process that emotion. Maybe it feels like you were once close to someone and you're now in two completely different worlds, and you might feel a little left out or sad because someone seems like they've changed a lot to you because they've got their own life, their own things going for them, and they don't really include you anymore. And this was somebody that was really important to you, and I feel heartbreak, like it really hurt your heart, and it hurts your heart sometimes to watch. Like, I still feel like if you're this person in the boat who was swimming towards this King of Swords energy here, or this Queen of Swords energy, I'm really getting the feeling that like you still watch, even if it's from a distance. You see all that they're accomplishing, and I feel you even being proud of them for what they're accomplishing. There's just this part of you that wishes you could go back to the past and make things different, whether like make things right, handle the situation differently, or even just bridge that gap, but there's almost this gap that feels like it can't be bridged. And I don't feel like it's because of you. I feel like it's because of this other person that's climbed above these rocks and is sitting in this separate place in their life. Like maybe this disconnect where even if they're letting you back into their life, there might be a distance between you, but they are keeping. And I feel to tell you, maybe like earlier I was saying that there's more to the story than what you have. Like there's more reason behind it, that kind of feeling. And that may be for this person too, to know that there may be more information that you're missing to why they're here, and maybe even that they're in a process of emotional healing where they need separation from you to heal. And I feel like that's probably where a lot of the anger stems from. Maybe you unintentionally hurt this person or made them feel betrayed or something along those lines, and you want to make it right. But Spirit is telling you, like, there's this boundary that has been made in them, whether it's temporary. And I feel like for someone watching this, this is a temporary thing, but this is their way of handling it emotionally, is having this distance from you to work out their thoughts, to see things from higher ground, to know what's healthy for them, what's not, see if they were in the wrong. You know, like, they need this space. I'm feeling like this person really needs that kind of space and distance in order to know the next thing to do. And for someone watching this, I'm sorry to say, but I'm feeling like this person doesn't feel clear on that decision yet. Like, there's still going to be this block almost, maybe even for a little while, but just know, like, they see you, but they're distancing because they're still processing how they feel or think about something. Whether you think it's right or wrong, I feel the need from Spirit to tell you that that's what's going on in their mind. So this could go either or for this pile. You could either be this King of Swords energy, the one that has distanced themselves, or the Queen of Swords, or even the Three of Wands, I feel it. Or you could be this Three of Swords energy or Six of Swords energy that feels like you're trying to bridge the gap of communication between you and somebody else. Let me see if there's anything else for you, pile number 3, before I hop off. Yeah, I'm really feeling like whoever was watching this, whether you're the person that needed distance or you're the person trying to make amends with somebody or get back into somebody's life or needs that reassurance that someone cares for you or not. For some of you, I feel the need to tell you that this is temporary, whether you're on this side or the other side of the situation. For others of you, it's a message to let you know what's going on in their mind. Alright, that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed your reading. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I love to read what you have to say. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. See you later.